as the Clippers coming in from out of town for this one, an interconference game today. Great to have you with us, everybody, live on 2K Sports. With Greg Anthony and Clark Kellogg, this is Kevin Harlan. It's out on the road tomorrow as the Knicks wrap up this home stretch. It'll be the Knicks off the tip. Here are the starters for Los Angeles. Inside, it's Griffin and Jordan. Chris Paul and J.J. Redick are the guards. And it's Pierce in the small forward position. And there's the call on DeAndre Jordan. That's his first foul.
That's a quick foul to pick up here in the opening quarter.
Lopez against Jordan. Kicks to Calderon. 5 to shoot. No good with the triple. On defense, New York. One thing about Jose Calderon, you could see the frustration in him last season, playing a career low 42 games, and his averages were down pretty much, Greg, across the board.
Yeah, and Kevin, he was brought in to kind of invigorate the Knicks' point guard position, but following a preseason calf injury, you know, he missed the team's first 13 games and never was able to really get going. Remember, coming into a new system where he had to learn how to play differently, and then after all that, you know, you have to shut him down because of that left Achilles.
First quarter, just over a minute played. Paul dishes to Redick. Jordan the screen. Shot clock at 6. Good D by Lopez.
Oh, that's terrific defense there. That's how you protect the rim.
Out left to the wing. Here's Porzingis. No good. So the Clippers will take it the other way. It's Redick on the wing. All alone. And the rebound goes to the Knicks. Calderon against Paul. And so the ball goes out of bounds. Lopez touched it last.
Well, that's inexcusable to throw a pass that far off the mark.
Here in the first quarter with about 2 minutes gone by. Now here's Paul. He's been a factor in their offense on most nights with his scoring average at nearly 16 points a game. Out of bounds, New York takes possession.
I tell you what, that's just a major unforced error right there, guys. My goodness.
For the New York Knicks, they come in off a good outing against the 76ers. Pierce against Anthony. Good for the basket. Starting off 1 for 1 with that shot.
Offensively, he can be the engine that drives them at any given time.
Paul goes in. It's stolen. And a fast break now for New York. Afflalo, no good. For Los Angeles, they've gone 1 of 3 from the field to start this one so far. Paul kicks to Redick. And that one comes up a bit short.
I guess even he has to miss one of those once in a while.
Pass to Porzingis. Dishes to Calderon. Now the pass to Afflalo. Shot clock at 6. That one falls coming off Anthony's feet.
Very well executed pick to give him all kinds of space to get that one off.
Paul kicks to Griffin. Picked by Griffin. Pass to Pierce. Jordan inside. Lopez is there. And the dunk by Jordan.
And gobbled up that rebound and went straight into attack mode on the putback.
Oof, he is one of the most determined rebounders, Clark, we have got in the NBA.
Yeah, you're calling it right, Kevin. I mean, he gets so many second chance points because of how hard he works to get to the rebound.
Tries to save it. From deep, Aflalo kept alive. Anthony. And foul called as he misses. He'll go to the line and shoot two. It's his first trip to the line.
And, you know, guys, he had a big game at the free throw line in their last outing.
Matter of fact, a lot of his points came from the stripe. He was feeling it. You know, there's been some improvement in his free throw shooting this year. His percentage has taken a little jump compared to last season.
And the Clippers making a switch here. Smith is checked in. Now here's Griffin. Looking for his first basket still in this one. Pierce kicks to Reddick. That's good.
And Coach Doc Rivers wears multiple hats for this organization. Not only is he the head coach, but also in charge of all basketball operations. Really the leader in a lot of ways for this team.
And so here is New York after the Clippers pick up two. Takes it from 10. His shot is good, making him a perfect 2 for 2 from the floor. Clippers trail by 3. Thinking about Doc Rivers being a leader, he was like that on the floor, Clark, as well. You know that. You went against him.
A leader and a winner, no doubt about it. And there have been a lot of coaches that came from his old Celtics team. And of all of them, perhaps the least surprising is Doc Rivers for the reasons we just mentioned. Leader and coach on the floor.
Here's Aflalo. The Clippers getting the bucket. Back to Anthony. There's the pick. Loses his man off the screen and lays it up and in. Anthony's got 7 points.
The second he got around the pick and shook his man, it was straight to the bucket for the easy deuce. Very, very well done.
The feed to Smith. Pierce kicks to Griffin. And he can't bank that one in. The Knicks leading by 3. Passes it to Porzingis. It's Anthony with the drive. That one goes in for him too, making it look easy. He's now 4 for 4.
Offensively, it's been a perfect quarter for him. He hasn't missed a single shot.
Now here's Paul. It's Pierce on the wing. Smith sets the pick for Paul. The dish out to Smith. Back to Paul. Goes up on the wing. And it's going to be a 24-second shot clock violation. They turn it over. And new group in for the Knicks. Kevin Serafin, he's checked in for Lopez. Williams comes in for Porzingis. Langston Galloway's checked in for Aaron Aflalo. And it's Grant in for Jose Calderon. And a switch here also for the Clippers. Crawford's checked in. And the Knicks decide to take their first time out here. And the Clippers making a switch here. Stevenson's checked in. The Knicks leading by 5. Guys, they've been getting it done.
They sure have been. I mean, really looking good and sharp offensively.
They came out with a mission, and they have been tough to stop.
Here's Galloway, guarded by Crawford. They get it again. Back to Grant. Outside Anthony. Second shot opportunity. He lays it in. Anthony's got 11 points.
If it ain't broke, don't fix it. They keep getting in the paint and keep scoring points. Keep it going.
Not a lot you can do as a defense when they keep getting the ball in the paint like this.
The defense needs to play tight on him, and that's exactly what they did to force that miss. Well done.
Chris Paul, guys, for the last decade, the best point guard in the NBA. Now, there's some new competition for that distinction, though, with Steph Curry breaking through to NBA stardom. And it's always exciting to watch these two go head-to-head.
Now, here's Stevenson, following the miss by Carmelo Anthony. Picked by Griffin. Smith the pass to Paul. Shot clock at 5. Shot to end this cold run. Los Angeles with another miss. The Knicks leading by 7. Outside Anthony. The shot misses. Good D by Stevenson. Guys are looking for a spark here.
Yeah, I mean, a cold stretch offensively. They desperately need a basket.
Griffin down low. Covered by Anthony. Crawford, no one around him. And a great assist by Paul as that one goes in. Crawford's got himself going with the triple, his first basket of the game. To the paint. Here's Serafin. Lays it up and banks it in. Serafin's got his first basket of the night. Clippers trail by 6. Paul dishes to Crawford. Stolen by Serafin. And pushing it up. Here's New York. Anthony leading the charge. And the foul called on Blake Griffin. That's his first foul.
Man, it's close, but, you know, didn't get on balance quick enough.
Yeah, and as quick as players are at this level, in this day and age, I mean, you've got to be perfect in your anticipation to draw the charge.
Kyle O'Quinn is checked in for New York. The Clippers also changing it up. Cole Aldrich is checked in for Griffin. And it's Rivers in for Chris Paul.
They've got a narrow edge here in rebounding early on. You wonder how much that'll play going forward.
Yeah, it's a game of inches, and every play counts.
And Bahamute is checked in for the Clippers. Now here's Crawford. He averages more than 12 points a game. That's some dependable production. 5 to shoot. Here's Aldrich. He trains it as the shot clock ticks down. Aldrich has got his first points in this one.
Nice job getting inside for the layup. Got the D thinking, jump shot, gave a little pump fake, and then off to the races.
Now here's Grant. Quiet so far offensively, searching for his first points of the game. New York needs to get off a shot. That's good. And the Knicks lead by 8. For Los Angeles, they've gone 6 of 13 from the field, just under the 50% mark. And Stevenson kicks to Crawford. Feeds to Rivers. He dishes it to Aldrich. Stevenson drives in and fouled hard that time. He'll get to the line and shoot 2. That one on Williams. Well, you knew things would be different for Lance Stevenson out of Indiana, but it wasn't in a positive way at all.
Yeah, he really struggled to find a role with Charlotte, the team he signed with. Remember, he was more of the point forward, had the ball in his hands in Indiana. Not the case with Charlotte, and also rumored to be traded all last season.
And that one goes in. 2 from the line that time.
You know, for Stevenson, he saw a regression in almost every part of his game last year. Ended up riding the bench down the stretch.
Now, here's Grant. He hasn't scored yet. That, I'm sure, will change. They set the pick. Pick by Williams. And they turn over the 24-second buzzer, signaling the shot clock violation. Johnson, he's checked in for the Clippers. 34 seconds left in the first quarter of the game. Rivers kicks to Johnson. He feeds it to Crawford. The Knicks pull it in. Grant against Rivers. No good from Grant. It's Crawford on the wing. No good, trying to beat the buzzer. And that does it for the first quarter. Knicks out front. They're up by 6. And we'll be back shortly for the start of the second quarter. All right, the second quarter beginning in just a moment. And before we move on, what do you guys think about what we've seen so far from the Knicks?
And it's really about limiting their mistakes. And early on, they've been able to do that here in the first.
And, guys, I like what I've seen from them on the other end, forcing a few giveaways, and that's allowed them to widen that turnover margin.
Here are the 5 the Clippers have to start the second. Johnson is out there with Pierce. Then there's J.J. Redick. Then it's Rivers. And it's Jordan in the center position. Here's Grant after Paul Pierce's score. Pass to Porzingis. And he was fouled on the way up. 2 free throws now for him.
And guys, Porzingis was almost a rookie last season, but he opted to pull out of the early entry and wait a year for this past summer's draft. Seems to have worked out for him as far as how his draft stock has changed.
The Knicks making a switch here. Anthony's checked in. Paul's checked in for Los Angeles. Greg, you're right with Porzingis. It made sense for him to wait one more year. Clark has a lot to learn, but still comes over, as a much talked about player, a much better player than had he declared last season.
I agree with you, yet he'll still need time to develop, but all the ingredients are there. He's got a chance to be a really good player.
Yeah, the Latvian had a great shot for his height, and he'll be an interesting stretch 4 in the NBA.
Good call.
Now here's Anthony, following the miss by Paul Pierce. Clock at 4. It's Anthony with the drive. Jordan with some nice D. Clippers trail by 6. Paul outside. The kick out to Pierce. Johnson, the pass to Pierce. And it's going to be out of bounds. The Clippers will retain possession.
Risky pass in a situation like that. Very lucky that wasn't a steal.
Fortunate to get it through. I thought he was headed the other way with that one.
Robin Lopez is checked in for Kyle O'Quinn. And the Clippers making a change here as well. Josh Smith, he's checked in for Johnson. Now here's Pierce. He provides a good amount of offense for the team, averaging around 11.5 points a game. Calderon kicks to Aflalo. Dishes it to Anthony. A floater, and it's blocked by Jordan. And so the ball out of bounds. Jordan touched it last. Here's Anthony. And it's good with time running down on the shot clock. Anthony's got the lead up to 8 now for New York.
No doubt about the consistency when it comes to scoring the basketball for him tonight. A real nice lift for their offense.
Now here's Paul. Smith dishes to Jordan. And he goes in for the dunk.
That is some real serious dime dropping there. Exquisite assist.
Calderon against Paul. Calderon kicks to Aflalo. Calderon passes to Anthony. 6 to shoot. Pierce with the steal. About 3 minutes played so far in the second quarter. Jordan kicks to Smith. The pass to Reddick. Pierce inside the three-point line. Again, Pierce missing.
It has not been an easy quarter for him, at least offensively speaking.
Calderon kicks to Aflalo. Pass to Calderon. And it's out of bounds to New York. They'll retain possession. New York ball. And almost 4 minutes gone here in the second quarter of play. Shot clock at 2. The 3 from Anthony. And they force the shot clock violation. Great D. Blake Griffin, he's checked in for Pierce. Clippers trail by 6. Clippers were so strong on the road last season. They led the league, Clark, in field goal percentage while on the road. And actually they scored more points away from Staples than in it.
Especially down the stretch, Kevin. I mean, they finished the regular season with 8 straight road wins to get home court advantage in the first round. Superb.
And the Clippers, with those 8 road wins at the end, you mentioned, that pushed their road record to 26-15. That was second best in the league. It also set a franchise high for road wins.
You know, what's amazing about the Clippers on the road last year, guys, was the context. I mean, they had a bunch of back-to-back games and went 16-4 on the back end of back-to-backs. 11 of those came on the road.
So it's the Clippers now, following the score by New York. Here's Paul. He kicks it to Griffin. Got a piece of it. Now Calderon. He's been patient so far. Nothing yet on the scoreboard. Lopez a screen. Passes it to Porzingis. And a foul on the shot. He'll go to the stripe for 2.
Well, I know last year the Knicks seemed to me to be very passive offensively, and that can sometimes be the case when you're trying to learn the triangle offense, but they never seem to attack the rim at all.
And the Clippers making a switch here. Stevenson's checked in. New York calls timeout. Greg, as you mentioned, the Knicks very shy at going to the rim last year. Really could have used that dynamic among a lot of things to their game.
Yeah, no doubt about it. I mean, you think about this. The Knicks were last in the league in drives per game as a team. So they struggled shooting. When they did attack the rim, only 42%. So those areas have to improve if this team wants to become competitive.
And he's good on the second.
And guys, the Clippers last year, they were okay against the Eastern Conference, but not spectacular. You would have thought that with how well they were overall, they would have just really feasted on the East.
Anthony with it. Now guarded by Stevenson. The drive by Lopez. And guys, let's get your take on the scoring breakdown so far for the Knicks.
You know, guys, we've really seen them do a lot of damage in the paint so far.
Yeah, also, though, they've done a good job of pounding the offensive glass for second chance points.
Here's Paul. Kicks it to Griffin. 13 feet away. Another miss by Griffin. As you said with the Clippers, Greg, they did decently against the Eastern Conference. But of the Western playoff teams, Clark, they had the second worst record against the Eastern Conference.
And, you know, things like that matter, Kevin. I mean, they struggled against Eastern Conference playoff teams, went only 6-10 against those teams last year.
Here's Aflalo. Looking at his numbers, he's averaging about 6.5 points a game. Down to 5 on the shot clock. Sinks it, and the shot from Porzingis. Porzingis has got 5 points now in the quarter.
And when the size advantage is as big as it was there, I mean, that's exactly what he's supposed to do in that situation.
It's Redick on the wing. And the Clippers miss again.
With the success they've had rebounding the basketball, they're right where you'd expect them to be, firmly in control of this game.
And no doubt about it, rebounding is an effort stat, folks. They've been more determined than their opponent thus far.
Nice shot by Porzingis. Porzingis has got 9.
Really not hard to see why they're giving up points on this run. I mean, they've just given them too many looks inside.
Yeah, and usually when a team goes on a run like this, it's because they are getting too many opportunities on the inside. Make them beat you from deep.
So timeout called here, the first for Los Angeles. Carmelo Anthony, the 3rd pick overall in the 2003 NBA draft, was in some pretty good company at the top of that one, as I recall.
I mean, you had LeBron going 1, and of course, Darko Milicic was number 2 on that list. But how about D-Wade at 4? A little bit of a surprise, Chris Bosh. You know, all those guys, with the exception of Melo, have rings.
Now here's Crawford. Stevenson kicks to Smith. And stolen by Aflalo. And now the fast break. Anthony with the ball.
And that's foul number 2. And maybe you don't sit him at this point, but you really have to be careful to not pick up another before half.
The Knicks making a switch here. Serafin's checked in. And no good on the second free throw, so he goes 0 for 2 there.
And back to Melo's top 5 draft mates in 2003, all having rings. You can't choose the team you play for as a rookie. Melo simply hasn't been surrounded by that much talent. That's why it was somewhat surprising that he re-signed with the rebuilding Knicks team last season.
So he gets the whistle. Contact on the way up, and 2 shots coming up.
So far in the game for Anthony, he's got 13 points, and he was able to come up with 1 steal, too.
You know what? He's been a difference maker defensively today, Clark. He's disrupted more plays than the stat sheet will show.
Grant, he's checked in for Aaron Aflalo.
And guys, talking about Melo, I mean, he's faced some difficult injuries here of late. That puts all the more pressure on him to win a ring as soon as possible. No way does he want to retire without that chance. And that's his strong suit, the ability to find his way through the D and finish at the rim.
Grant dishes to Galloway. Stolen by Stevenson. Here's Johnson. And he takes the fantastic lead pass up strong for the slam.
Such a strong finisher on the fast break.
And, Greg, I love the fact he's always in control. Even though he's going at breakneck speed, he still maintains his body control.
Now here's Anthony. He's got 15. No good from Grant. Clippers trail by 13. There's the feed to Crawford. Back to Stevenson. Shot clock at 6. Johnson attacking. A shot by Griffin. Nobody around. Good, and it's Johnson with the assist that time. Griffin's got his first points of the game. Grant the pass to Galloway. Anthony with it, and Crawford picks him up defensively. And it's the Clippers with the rebound. Griffin's got his third rebound on the night. Kicks it out to Stevenson. Some nice ball movement by the Clippers. And Smith with the stuff.
Now that's finishing your work right there.
Powerful two-hand jam. You're right.
And I tell you what, if he's got a few more of those in him, this lead will start shrinking even further.
There's Galloway. He hasn't scored yet. That, I'm sure, will change. Anthony kicks to Galloway. It's Williams with the drive. And that one's good. And the Knicks lead by 11.
And this collapse we've seen by their interior defense, it's really the reason why they've struggled and are in such a hole.
Crawford dishes to Griffin. Kicks it out to Johnson. Misses the three.
Hard to figure out how he doesn't knock that one down. No defender in sight.
There's the dish to Seraphin. Left side, Williams. And there's the call by the official. They'll count the basket here following the goaltending call.
He got there late, but you do have to like the aggressiveness to go after the block. But that one's going to count.
Kyle O'Quinn, he's checked in for New York. And then for Los Angeles, Cole Aldrich, he's checked in for Griffin. And Bahamute comes in for Josh Smith. And it's Austin Rivers in for Wesley Johnson. Los Angeles calls timeout. Knicks last season had a lot of problems here in Manhattan, and it showed all over the floor, Greg. And you played for this team. You know what it's like to play basketball in New York. Not a good record for them at home last year.
How about finishing 10-31 here and playing in front of a sold-out crowd every night? And one thing about New York, they're going to let you know when they're displeased. Worst home record in the East and second worst home record in the league.
Pierce is checked in for Jamal Crawford. A nice shot by Rivers.
And that's another assist for a team that is putting on a clinic on how to share the ball.
And I love the mentality that they've had. If a shot isn't there, they're not forcing it. They're moving it side to side until they finally get the one they want.
And, you know, for the Knicks, there were a lot of reasons why they were bad at home. Bottom 5 in field goal percentage, against at home field goal defense, and third worst field goal percentage at home in the league.
Now here's Stevenson. He's averaging around 5.5 points a game. Stolen by O'Quinn. Grant kicks to O'Quinn. Feeds it to Seraphin. Grant outside. And he converts the layup. And the Knicks lead by 14.
And they're beginning to just flat out fall apart defensively right now, especially on the interior.
Yeah, and that's 4 straight field goals now, Greg, they've allowed from point-blank range. Can't happen.
You know, not necessarily what you're looking for, but still able to convert.
Can't get it to fall.
Boy, he blew the easy 2 by profiling, trying to look good. That's a bad decision and poor execution.
And we finished one half of basketball. Knicks lead by 12. And we'll be back right after halftime to get the third quarter underway. Welcome back, everyone, to the start of the second half. Big margin on our hands, but we'll see if that gap narrows down in the third and fourth quarters. And as we welcome you back, we begin our second half. So far, not a tightly contested game, guys, but, you know, anything can happen. Clippers trail by 12. Calderon is out there with a Flalo. Then it's Anthony. Then there's Robin Lopez. And it's Porzingis in at the 4 spot. That's Derek Fisher's 5 as we get going into the second half. And the wide open shot from Redick. Misses the jumper.
They have been board dominant in this game. That's definitely been a factor in crafting this huge lead.
And it's been a well-rounded performance. I mean, strong rebounding has certainly been at the center of it, but it's been good on a number of levels.
The defense not putting up any fight on the inside. They've allowed 10 straight points in the paint.
That's not the kind of streak you want to be part of defensively. Tighten it up, fellas.
Pierce's shot is good. New York leading by 12.
When you're talking about the greatest clutch players ever, that list needs to include Paul Pierce. I mean, he slowed down a bit, no doubt, but don't let that fool you. If you give him any kind of look at the end of the game, he'll cut your heart out.
Now here's Paul. Redick inside the line. Good, and Paul gets the assist. Paul's got 3 assists now in this one. Calderon kicks to a Flalo. Anthony drawing the double team. A Flalo, that's good. And the Knicks lead by 12. 36.
Nicely done. They continue to attack inside, and that's 10 points in a row in the paint.
If you can't stop it, here it comes. I'm right at you.
Now here's Griffin. Scoring-wise, he's definitely making his mark. Right now, he's averaging about 19 points a game. Just 3 to shoot. It's hauled in by Porzingis. Porzingis has got 4 rebounds in this game. Calderon passes to Carmelo. Lopez outside. He dishes it to a Flalo.
Clippers foul call. And the Clippers not known for being an outside shooting team, but they take a large amount of deep mid-range twos as well as their fair share of 3.
And so Aaron Aflalo nails both of them. A little under 2.5 minutes gone by here in the third. Griffin a screen on Calderon. The drive by Paul. And stolen by Aflalo. And Anthony gets it to go on the assist by Calderon. And that's now 19 points for Carmelo Anthony. Clippers trail by 16. For the Clippers, you think of Lob City, and it's all dunks. But the reality is, Clark, as Greg was just talking about, that just isn't the case.
It really isn't. I mean, they also led the league in pull-up shots attempted by a wide margin, about 24 pull-up Jays a game.
Calderon kicks to Aflalo. Some nice passing by New York here. 6 on the shot clock. Excellent D there from Pierce. Outside Griffin. It's Pierce on the wing. Jordan inside. Anthony on him. Andre Jordan has been extremely productive over 7 years. That makes it even more unbelievable that there was some question, Clark, as to his commitment to basketball coming into the league.
Yeah, you know, on talent and athleticism alone, he would have been a top 10 pick for sure, but he slipped to the second round, and he's made good on it, though.
And watching DeAndre Jordan, he's really refined his game over the years without losing the athleticism. He's that rubbery, long-limbed athlete that transcends age. And so far, I've seen 0 drop-off in his leaping ability and quickness, but no question he's improved his skills and IQ.
Pierce wide open. He fires. And the Clippers miss again.
You know, he just hasn't looked right to me. A bit out of sorts, if you will. Something's off with his mechanics, at least as I look at it.
So he gets the whistle. Contact on the way up and 2 shots coming up.
I mean, even from over here, you can see that one pretty clearly.
No question about it, Greg. I mean, a ton of contact and a good call by the officials. And talking about DeAndre Jordan, he is displaying an energy level that many scouts wondered if he had. Let's face it, he underachieved a bit in his 1 year in college. He knows that. But when it's come time to do it at the highest level, DeAndre has risen to the occasion.
Listen, the Knicks had a hard time scoring last year. Just lacked any real presence in the paint. And lacking that paint threat makes things easier for the opposing defense.
And the Clippers call time here. You know, at the Knicks, they were second to last in field goal percentage from their front court. Granted, they were hit by injuries. It seemed like all over the place all season.
Yeah, you know, with that poor field goal percentage shooting and being top 3 in field goal attempts on the year, not a good combination.
Here's what the Clippers are going with right now. Smith comes in for Paul Pierce. And it's Crawford in for J.J. Redick. Paul. He feeds it to Griffin. And a strong finish with 2 hands.
Cutting into that lead a little bit. Way to finish.
And the basket is still shaking.
Oh, I mean, he has got power in bunches on that 2-hand.
Time call here. The Knicks decide to talk it over.
And for all of the improvements he's made to his game, one wonders why Blake Griffin isn't a better shot blocker. I mean, he clearly has the motor and the athleticism, but for some reason over his first 5 seasons, he's averaged only a half a block per game.
New York leading by 15. Anthony drawing the double team. Back to Calderon. And stolen by Jordan. It's Crawford on the wing. Good, and Paul gets the assist. Paul's got his 4th assist with that last one here tonight. And regarding Griffin's low block shot numbers, for some guys, they simply lack a certain feel, Clark, for blocking shots.
Yeah, you know, there's something about the aptitude for shot blocking that sometimes is understated. Just because you're a high flyer in the front court doesn't mean you're going to block a lot of shots.
Paul dishes to Crawford. Los Angeles needs to get off a shot here. Paul can't get it to go. The Los Angeles Clippers, they come into this one following a loss to the Pacers in Indiana. Calderon kicks to Lopez. It's hauled in by Smith.
And this is why you need good defenders on the interior to contest shots.
Yeah, Greg, making every shot a hard one, even the shots in close.
Here's Griffin. It's hauled in by Jose Calderon. Calderon's got his 3rd rebound tonight. And that one's good by Lopez.
And that's the kind of lead pass we've come to expect from him.
Jordan with the screen on Calderon. Paul passes to Jordan. Griffin goes in. And a foul called on the shot. Got him on the way up that time, so he'll shoot 2 right here. And guys, Blake Griffin has got to be one of the more humble stars in the league. You rarely hear about off-court issues in interviews. He's engaging and comes off kind of as a regular guy.
That's the way it appears to me, Kevin. The young man has his head screwed on pretty tight and both feet on the ground. He started out as a class act, and he stayed one.
And that one's good, Anthony. Clippers trailed by 14. All up top. Got a piece of it. They retain possession. And that one's good for the Knicks. Kyle O'Quinn, he's checked in for Lopez. Derek Williams comes in for Carmelo Anthony. And it's Grant in for Aaron Aflalo. Yes, fans, Clark, and the one team they view as floppers is the Clippers. I don't like that word, but just kind of came out. Whether that is fair or not is up for debate, but it is certainly, I think, the perception.
And I think there's some truth to that perception. I mean, multiple players have received fines for flopping on their roster. I mean, you can't run away from that, and the fans remember it, too.
Oh, they do, yes, sir. Porzingis. That's good, and so Galloway with the assist. Porzingis has got 11 points. And what's your take, guys, on the hustle stats for the Knicks?
Their high-energy defensive effort has paid off for them, guys, with more than a few steals over the course of the ball game.
Yeah, and another thing, they've created a lot of turnovers, but they've also been able to convert when they've gotten out in transition.
And the foul called on Jamal Crawford. That will get him his 4th foul of the game.
And for the Clippers and flopping, part of it might just be reputation. Whenever anyone hits the deck on their team, fans might be quick to kind of condemn that as a flop.
Kevin Seraphin, he's checked in for New York. Paul dishes to Crawford. But they'll get another chance. Stolen by Seraphin. To the middle. Here's Galloway. From down in the low post, it goes. Galloway has got his first bucket of the night.
And just a step ahead of the D in that possession there, making the pass. Nice assist.
Los Angeles calls timeout.
You know, the Clippers were the darlings of the NBA as they improved and made strides, but I think the flopping has kind of diminished that now, that love affair. Being labeled a group of floppers can certainly stifle your popularity.
And Stevenson's checked in for the Clippers. Clippers trail by 16. Got a piece of it. On the wing, Jamal Crawford. Down low. The shot's good from Aldridge.
He had his head on a swivel and was able to pick out the pass and get the assist.
The Knicks leading by 14. Grant kicks to Galloway. Williams has a screen for Grant. Pass to Williams. Dishes it to O'Quinn. The three-pointer, no good. LA's gone 3 of 7 tonight from three-point territory. Crawford right side. And yes, sir, that one drops. Crawford's got 10 points.
He just exudes a love of the game, guys. You can see it in everything he does. This guy lives and breathes the game.
Now, here's Grant. Taking a look at the scoring numbers, right now he averages about 9 points a game. There's a screen. They double him with Stevenson. 3-on-3. That one's in there. The Knicks lead is cut down to 10 on the bucket from Crawford.
And he's really shot the ball well, but it hasn't been contagious.
Grant the pass to Williams. Galloway kicks to Grant. And here's O'Quinn. No scoring yet from him, but that's likely to change. And that one falls for Williams. Well, nobody said, Greg, being in the NBA was for the faint of heart. The Knicks in a few short years have gone from a playoff team, unfortunately, to the worst team in the NBA.
Hard to fathom, Kevin, that the Knicks did enter last season with playoff aspirations, but that quickly vanished. They were just completely overmatched and overwhelmed.
Redick dishes to Stevenson. Screen by Smith. Jumper off the screen. That one's in there. The Knicks lead is cut cut down to 10 on the bucket from Redick.
Josh Smith getting in the way of the defense there.
Stevenson against Grant. From the baseline. And the shot falls short this time.
You know, the Knicks made the playoffs every season between 1988 and 2001. It's kind of strange now to see the Knicks struggle to get into the playoffs so often. Only 3 trips in the playoffs the last 10 seasons.
Smith, no luck.
That is some tough defense there against one of the better finishers in our game. That is just a careless turnover. You've got to be smarter in those exchanges.
And Mbah-a-Moute checked in for Josh Smith. There's the pick. Redick passes to Mbah-a-Moute. Stolen by Serafin. Galloway kicks to Grant. From past the arc. That one goes. Count it. Grant's got 7.
And listen, the pressure is always on the Knicks to make the playoffs just because of where the team is. Being in New York can have its advantages, but it comes with expectations that your team will be in the postseason.
Redick for 3. Grant with the ball. And the officials signal the backcourt violation. Not very careful there. Now here's Stevenson. Got it up. Off target. Well, through 3/4 of play, down double digits, it may be difficult to overcome. New York ahead. They lead by 13. And we're rolling here again with the 4th quarter. Might not come down to the wire, but you never know. Here's Calderon. All right, now a chance to set the floor courtesy of Gatorade. 4th quarter action, all fueled up and ready to go. Setting the floor for the Clippers. Chris Paul and J.J. Redick are the guards. Inside, it's Griffin and Jordan, and it's Pierce in at the 3 spot. Aflalo dishes to Lopez. And pushing it up, here's Los Angeles. That's tipped. It's Carmelo Anthony on the wing, defended by Paul. And Anthony gets double teamed. Calderon, that's good. Calderon's got the first basket as we get going in the 4th for New York.
And the interior D is really starting to be exposed here. How many layups have they gotten today?
Redick with the 3. Good, and Paul gets the assist. Paul's got assist number 5 here tonight.
And he has starting to turn it on now after that slow start.
Anthony drawing the double team. Follow the pass to Calderon. Here's Porzingis. A beautiful reverse layup.
I like it. I like it. He broke out the fancy finish there.
Paul kicks to Griffin. Just about 1.5 minutes gone by here in the 4th.
Physically, there's no doubt they've been the stronger team. That plus 10 rebound advantage tells you all you need to know.
Yeah, not to mention what it says on the scoreboard. They're really pushing them around. Straight bully ball.
Clippers trail by 14. Jordan the screen. That's a 2 from Paul. The quick look, no good that time. The Knicks have gone 2 of 3 from the field to get the 4th quarter started. And the pass to Aflalo. It's Anthony with the drive. Good. Anthony's got 23 points.
That's the 3rd bucket in a row from the paint. This defense needs to clog those lanes in the middle much more effectively.
You just cannot allow the offense to have that quality of a look each and every possession. Yeah, it's just a smart shot taking advantage of the mismatch.
Well, with a stroke like that and the height advantage as well, the mid-range J is almost a gimme.
Offensive rebound. Here's Lopez. So the whistle blows on the shot and 2 free throws for the contact right there.
They got to keep fighting their way to the line, guys. This half, it's been nothing but success for them there.
Yeah, taking full advantage from the charity stripe. They've yet to miss here in the second. And Robin Lopez, last season, he missed about 6 weeks with that broken hand. But freak injuries aside, he's been pretty durable over the course of his career. Had played in all 82 games the previous 2 seasons.
And it's sent back by Lopez.
Unfortunately, that's been the result for him over and over, guys. He just cannot find the bottom of the basket.
And the shot is good.
Oh, such a field shot there, the floater.
And Robin Lopez signing a new contract this offseason. He had been significantly underpaid for his production over the last 2 seasons.
And, Kevin, you knew he was due for a raise. 7-footers who impact the game at both ends the way he does are really valuable.
A step-back shot here. Outside Anthony. And Anthony gets double-teamed. And the foul on Paul Pierce. That is his first foul of the game. A platoon swap here for the Clippers.
You know, for Carmelo last season, it was Murphy's Law. What could go wrong did go wrong. After signing Melo to a max deal, the Knicks management expected a bunch from him. But with the new offense and a bad knee, it didn't happen.
Over 3.5 minutes through the final quarter now. It's stolen by Johnson. An even 3-on-3 break. Smith gets it to go on the assist from Stevenson. And it's 6 points for Smith.
And a nice 1-2 punch there, guys. Great defensive play and great basket in transition.
Aggressive play, attacking basketball, on the attack, full throttle. I love it.
And a follow kicks to Anthony. 6 on the shot clock. It's hauled in by the Clippers. And getting back to Carmelo last year, that team really became devoid of talent. In some games, Greg, in games that he played, he seemed like their only scoring option.
You know, we talk about needing a big 3 to compete for a championship. And for over half the season last year, the Knicks basically had a big half. I mean, because Carmelo missed that half. And when the deck is stacked against you like that, sometimes it's better to fold your cards and live to play another day. And that's really what Carmelo did.
You know, that's a case there, Kevin, of him making a pass to a spot, and then he let his teammate run right into it. Well executed.
Calderon with it. And it's Aldridge picking him up. And Anthony gets double-teamed. Calderon in the corner. Can't hit. And the Clippers will come the other way. When this game is done, they'll be off to Chicago as they take on the Bulls. That'll be the last game of their very short 3-game road tour. Smith dishes to Aldridge. And it's Smith penetrating. It's blocked. And now in transition, it's a follow. Here we go.
And I like how he puts himself in position there to finish on the break.
Yeah, you know, that's what we call seeing and feeling the game. Excellent read of how that play was going to develop and where the ball was going. That's stuff that you oftentimes can't teach, Greg.
Here's Anthony. The rebound by Johnson. Johnson's got his 3rd rebound on the night. And it's Smith penetrating. Now Calderon. Pass to Anthony. And Anthony gets double-teamed. Here's Porzingis. And so he draws the foul on the shot. A trip to the line to shoot 2.
Yeah, easy call.
Yeah, you could hear the smack all the way over here where we are.
2 shots.
And he can't hit the second. Clippers trail by 18. Stevenson outside. Here's Aldridge. Lopez covering. Johnson, a wide open look. Off target from outside. New York leading by 18. And Lance Stevenson picks up the foul. That is his first foul of the game.
And now only one away from being in the penalty.
Yep, the next one puts them on the line, so they've got to be careful the rest of the way.
And the Knicks making a change here. Grant's checked in. Anthony drawing the double team. Second chance shot. And it's Lopez laying it in. Lopez has got 4 points now in the quarter.
They've shown some strength in the paint today. Their work on the boards has been impressive.
Guys, that's putting it mildly. I mean, they've been absolutely dominant. A wide open three. They need much better communication defensively.
Stevenson against Grant. He kicks it to Aflalo. Back to Grant. Whoops, they pick off the pass. And now here's Johnson, the fast break chance. Crawford, no luck.
Yeah, he'll make the walk of shame back to the bench. He gets to watch the rest from the sideline. This is where their depth becomes such an asset, Kevin. He's gone for the remainder of the game, but fortunately, they're able to field a very capable replacement.
And so Aaron Aflalo nails both of them.
They're doing a great job here in the second half. They've brought their free throw percentage up quite a bit. And that's winning basketball. That's one of the ingredients in winning basketball. Good free throw shooting.
Stevenson passes to Smith. An amazing finish with a hand right in his face. The Knicks leading by 17. Passes to Carmelo. Anthony drawing the double team. In the corner, Aflalo with it. Outside Anthony. Clock at 6. Plays it up, and despite of the excellent defense at that, Anthony's got 31 points. And the Clippers call time here.
Yeah, enough scoring on the inside there. I think it's time for him to send a message to his team.
Yeah, you're exactly right. I guarantee you this talk centers around cutting down on all of those points coming in the paint. They've got to show more resistance there.
Catching up on the changes for Los Angeles. And Mbahumute's checked in for Aldridge. Wilcox comes in for J.J. Redick. And it's Austin Rivers in for Lance Stevenson. Grant outside. Lopez outside. Knocked away. Oh, and here comes Rivers all alone. The first free throw is good. Austin Rivers traded to the Clippers last year. A change of scenery did him well, and he was comfortable coming off the bench.
And that's a great point, Kevin. I mean, he seemed to get steady playing time, and that's what he needed most. And also, he wasn't defined by a position. They were able to find a niche role for him to play in.
Anthony with it, and it's Johnson picking him up. And now here's Johnson, the fast break chance.
Oh, quick hands on the steal, and then just mad hops on the slam.
Great sequence for them defensively and Clark offensively.
Well, one usually leads to the other, Kevin. That's just good, aggressive, attacking basketball at both ends.
The kick out to Aflalo. No one near him. That's in there. Anthony with the assist. That's 10 points for Aaron Aflalo.
And, you know, the role for Rivers last season was that of a bench scorer. I mean, not sure if he'll ever be a starter, but he can be a part of a winning basketball team with his skill set.
And it's Smith penetrating. That one falls through. It's his 6th make from the floor this game, now 6 for 10. Grant against Rivers. Grant, that's good. And the Knicks lead by 17.
And with the trade last season, Rivers became the first son ever to play for his father. His dad, of course, being Doc Rivers. Oh, man, it's close, but, didn't get on balance quick enough.
Yeah, and as quick as players are at this level, in this day and age, I mean, you've got to be perfect in your anticipation to draw the charge.
A platoon swap here for the Clippers. Redick against Anthony. Grant gets a wide open look.
There's another opportunity, and everything's going right for these guys.
Anthony down low, covered by Redick. Clippers trail by 17.
And this is going to end in a lopsided victory. I love the tenacity and aggressiveness, as well as the ability to close. You really got to give it up here for New York.
They made more foul shots, and that was the difference.
And that was a huge advantage. The free throw game, always a significant barometer in terms of who wins and loses.
And on the year, this will turn out to be win number 34 for them.
And it always feels good to get that first win in the season series. Going head-to-head twice this year, this will put them up 1-0 so far against the Clippers.
And beyond the actual result of this game, fans are going to look back and see this was just a monstrous performance for Anthony. He was extremely efficient offensively, got good looks, and really knocked down big shots all game long.
Porzingis passes to Carmelo. Pierce with the steal. Just 2 seconds between shot clock and game clock. Here's Griffin. Oh, and there's the one-handed jam.
And doing some dirty work on the offensive glass.
And then fouls it up, Greg, with heavy-duty jam on his mind with a terrific putback.
Got a pigeon on that one. Easy money right there, fellas. Going old school on you young fellas. Look that up, pigeon.
The kick out to Aflalo, so no problem for New York as they get the win. A confident win, and one where they clearly showed the greater effort.
They certainly put on a good show here at home, and I think they felt they had the edge and that extra little bit of confidence.
Thank you for joining us. That'll do it for now. For Greg Anthony, Clark Kellogg, and Doris Burke, this is Kevin Harlan. Thanks for watching the NBA, presented by 2K Sports. Now time to send you over to the award-winning Ernie Johnson for the postgame show with Shaquille O'Neal and Kenny the Jet Smith.